I'm in Clear Lake. I'm just killing off this last this last hour I got left, and then I'm going to shoot back home to Sacramento area, man. And that's like an hour and 55 minute, basically a 2-hour drive. And everything's looking good. I got this house done. Let me tell you a little bit about the house. The house is like about 80% done, right? I've been kind of stuck mainly. I really haven't made any progress since January for the last 3 weeks. And it's for 2 reasons. One reason is I wanted to stack my money up because I was spending for 6 months, and I just want to build my savings up a little bit just to feel better. You know what I mean? I ain't stressed out, but, I like to have a certain amount of safety cash, safety net cash in the bank. I believe I'm getting a nice tax return because I got thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars to write off. So I believe I'm going to get a tax return, you know what I mean? So I've been on, really not making too much progress for the last 3 weeks on the house. And that was one of the reasons, as I stated before, stacking up money. But the other main reason, though, the real reason is I've been waiting on these dudes, man. Ain't it annoying when you have to wait on people, man? So I needed a water heater, and I needed a whole new electrical panel put in. That's what I wanted, and that's what I thought I needed. In order to get the new water heater, I wanted a tankless water heater so I can save a lot of space, because a water heater, this is only a 1-bedroom, and the water heater is in the bedroom. So I'll tell you what I'm planning to do with that later to make it look a lot better. But anyway, the water heater is in the bedroom. So I wanted to buy, it's a big 40-gallon tank. So my original plan was to buy a tankless water heater, which is extremely smaller than that, just to save up a lot of space in that corner and put like a cabinet or something around that little tiny thing and then call it a day. But in order to do that, I have to upgrade my electrical panel, because the electrical panel is just an old-ass electrical panel. It works. It does the job, but I doubt you can even put I don't think you can even put a washer and dryer in here yet. I'm going to change that, but for now, I don't think you can. And these homes originally, they're small cabin / vacation homes. It's a house, but it has a cabin vibe. And it's in Clear Lake, California. In the summertime and springtime, there's a lot of fishing and, RV camping and all that type stuff. It's like a whole community. It's about 15,000 plus people that live here. It's about 2 hours from Sacramento, about an hour and 20 minutes or so from the Bay Area. So it's in a good location, man. It's a good investment property to me, because I see the potential in this area, because it's a lot of, since the pandemic, there's been a lot of remote work, remote jobs that's been created. A lot of people have been working from home. So I that's what I'm looking at. That's why I think it's a good investment. And I'm not spending too much money on the mortgage for this house. It's a very small mortgage because I bought it for a small price. And I'm using all, in a different episode I told you about how I got a house totally paid off. It's a generational wealth house, but I did have a nice chunk of money that was owed on the balance. But my mom left me that house with a very doable balance left, and I paid it off. It hit my pockets, but I paid it off, and I'm, leaving the nest, still a comfortable nest egg was left in my savings, with a lot of income coming in each month, So that house produces a nice amount, and I'm using about right now, I'm using about 40% of that income that I bring from that totally paid off house to pay this mortgage. So it's not like it's uncomfortable. I know once I get somebody in here, if I don't Airbnb it, if I get somebody to just rent it out and break even, I'm stacking all that money. You know what I mean? All that money back in my pocket. So either way, in a few months, I'm going to be making a lot more money. Plus, I'm getting annual raises of at least 10 to 12% from my career job. The one I work from home 80% of the time. Easy work. Not really stressful at all. And that's every year. I'm been getting between 10 and 12% raise. That's a lot of money. When you make a lot, that raise is a nice chunk of money. For example, if you make $100,000 a year, you're getting like about 10 to 12,000 extra dollars each year, and it's like compounding. So the more higher it is, the more you get. Like, for example, if you was making $200,000 a year, you would get 10% raise will be 20 more thousand a year. So you see what I'm saying? So that's a nice income. The Vallejo, California house that was left to me generational wealth wise is a nice income, and so on and so on. So that's how it's been going, man. Anyway, let me get back to why I brought the house up. So the house has been going great. I've been lagging, quote unquote lagging, or I just ain't made no progress for 3 weeks, and it's mainly because I'm waiting on these dudes. I waited on these dudes to swap out the water heater, and for about $3,000, he gave me a quote of $3,000. He was going to give me a brand new water heater. This is labor and materials, $3,000, which is a very good quote for labor and materials in California. Sacramento would be at least double or more, but in Clear Lake, $3,000 is great. That was for a brand new water heater and a brand new electrical panel to be installed. It's been 3 weeks. I've been getting a runaround. He said, I'm always having to call him. Well, the first problem was a dude came out, right? The main guy that was referred to me by the real estate agent that sold me the house, the main guy, his name is Mike. He still hasn't been to the house yet. I've been talking to this dude since last year. So he sent out a dude in December named Sebastian. He sent him out in December. A younger dude. Dude looks like he's about in his early 30s, late 20s to me. Somewhere around there. Looks like either Mexican or mixed. Mexican, white, and whatever. Like, dude, kind of down with the black culture type dude. You know what I mean? But didn't really have a black scent. For y'all that don't know, a black scent is people that ain't black that sound black. That's a black scent. For example, Eminem. That nigga White Folks. Some dude on the internet named White Folks. He just looked like he got a black scent. I ain't even heard him talk, but he looked like he got a black scent. I'm just assuming he got a black scent. And so on and so on. So he came through in January 5th. We had that date planned for about a month. I was like, in this early December, I was like, can we schedule for you to come out and assess, take a look at what I need, and give me a quote? And that was set for January 5th. Guy came out January 5th. Sebastian, not the main dude. He came out January 5th. And the motherfucker came, looked at everything, took pictures. And then he got back, he sent the pictures to his boss. That's all he did. He just looked at everything and took pictures, asked me some questions. Then he left, right? I had to contact the dude. 80% of the time, I'm having to contact the dude. He's not contacting me. So that's a red flag right there. So I contact the dude maybe a week later. I don't like to be on dudes' balls, especially when I'm waiting for a quote, because I feel like if they feel like that you're desperate, they'll throw some extra thousands in there. So I'll just always get a nigga about a week around there, right? So gave him a week, January, whatever, 12th, I guess, a week later, called him and was like, so do you have a quote? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he had a quote, whatever. And then that was about 3 weeks ago, basically. So he still hasn't been out here, man. The guy came out. I'm sorry. I'm going to just backtrack a little bit. The guy came out in December to look at he came out in early December to look at the place and get the quote. And then January 5th was when he actually came out to start the work. So now I'm back on track. I'm right on time now. So he fucking came out here Brought this little fucking puppy. This is Sebastian, not the main dude. This is the dude with the black scent. Mexican / white, whatever dude. Ponytail. Kind of looked like a weed smoker. You know what I mean? He comes, brings a fucking dog. I don't like animals like that, but I let him have his dog run around. I wasn't really tripping. It was a little puppy. The dog was nice. It wasn't like it was a dog that shed everywhere, blah, blah, blah. But he was like, yeah, the dog is, yeah, man, the dog is potty trained, you know what I'm saying? Is it okay if he comes around? Like, what the fuck am I going to say? No, so you can't do the work? Well, I mean, I don't got a choice, you know what I mean? That's what I was thinking in my head, but I was like, yeah, go ahead. It's cool, man. And then so he gets here, and then he starts tearing my wall out where the control panel is, right? And then I was like, so you might know, I didn't see no shut-off, main power shut-off. You know how a control panel has, there should be, any updated house should have a total power shut-off where you could shut off the whole power from the PG&E line, from the electrical line from outside. This house doesn't, for some fucking reason, probably because it's just an old vacation house, so nobody ever got that upgraded. Or even put in a control panel with a main shutoff. It's just like the power is going right to it. And you can't, and I need the whole panel swapped out. So it ain't no way we could do that without having the whole power shut out. So this dude, he kind of acted like I should have told him that. Not in a negative way, but the way, he said a few things like, oh, did you know that? And I was like, nah, I thought that's what you came out to look at when you initially came. In my opinion, the fucking idiot, high-ass motherfucker, I could tell he smoked weed. I mean, he was professional, but you could just tell how people look when they smoke weed, because I was a weed smoker for years and years and years, so I know what it looks like. Especially being unprofessional and bringing a dog and bullshit like that, you know what I mean? Thinking I'm cool just because I'm black and I look cool, like I wouldn't mind type shit. Anyway, I was like, I thought you would have figured that out and saw that when you came out to give me the quote and take pictures. And the dummy didn't do that, so his boss, he was kind of tripping out like his boss was going to be mad at him. And in my head, I kind of was getting mad. The more he was back and forth with his boss on the phone, and, I was getting a little angrier. And then he kind of snapped at me. I don't remember what the bitch said, but he did kind of lightweight snap at me a little bit. Maybe it was the part when he said, oh, so you knew that it didn't have a main shut off? And I was like, I thought that you guys are professionals. I thought you would have came out and saw that. I think I even told him the first time he came. I don't remember the details, but they fucked up, man. So he had to leave because you couldn't do it. So anyway, that was 3 weeks ago. He couldn't do anything because I tried to get PG&E. They're going to want permits. And these dum-dums didn't even know PG&E wanted permits and the whole process. They acted like they swapped these things out all the fucking time. And I had to do some research that same day, January 5th, call PG&E. I thought you could just have PG&E shut some shit off for an hour and then shut it back on. But these niggas want you to go through this whole bullshit permit thing and whatever. And I get it because they want to cover their ass. They don't want people getting electrocuted and shit. They want it to be done the right way and be protected. So you can't blame PG&E. So I call PG&E and I need a permit. So I tell the boss. The boss is like, he's not even a licensed contractor. I learned that at this point. He's not a licensed contractor because, I'm going to set my phone down real quick. He's not a licensed contractor because he couldn't go get a contract. He couldn't go get a permit because he's not a licensed contractor. So he had to he said he's going to have to subcontract, I'm picking the phone up now, subcontract it out to an electrician to do that little work or whatever. So that's been 3 weeks ago, and it's been back and forth. And then I was like, fuck this. In my head, I'm like, fuck this. I can't wait no longer. And I knew this in the back of my head anyway. So I went today. This is 3 weeks later. Today is the 26th. So it's exactly 3 weeks later because I come on Fridays. 3 weeks later, I came in and figured it all out. Did a little research on. I ain't touching the control panel. I'm just gonna get a brand new water heater where I don't have to even change out the control panel. I'm keeping the same control panel, and I'm just getting a brand new water heater. And I was even gonna have them do that, and they couldn't get that right as far as scheduling and shit. 2 weeks ago, the motherfucker said, Mike, the main guy, when I called and said, "What's the status on you coming out and starting this work?" "Oh man, I've been sick." I think he had corona. I thought he was real at first, but after, I didn't hear about him, and when I finally got in contact with him, he might have been lying on that. So basically, we could just say he had corona. Because a lot of people was catching corona about that time anyway. Whatever new strain it is, right? So I was like, okay, that's when he told me. I called him a week later, last week. I called him a week later, basically. I let him be on corona for a week. Called him a week later. Then he was, "Oh, I'm sorry I didn't call you." I mean, I texted him. "Oh, I'm sorry I didn't text you." Yeah, I got in touch with after I had to chase him down, basically. He told me, "Oh, yeah, he didn't even tell me when he was better from being having corona. He was just, "Oh, yeah, by the way, I got a guy, electrician, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to have an electrician. I'm going to get the quote." Anyway, 2 weeks later, he been giving me the runaround with this supposed electrician. So basically, I did the shit myself. You know what I mean? Basically, I did a little research, looked on YouTube, and I even thought in my head, man, I could do this my fucking self just the way it looked. And this is an electric water heater. Now, if it was a gas water heater, I wouldn't even have touched it. Then again, I probably could have, because I done hooked up gas dryers before. But it's way easier for an electric water heater. Just shut off the power, unconnect everything, make it safe, put stuff over the top of actually shut off the panel that controls the water heater. And as a second layer of protection, I put on some black electrical tape and a little cap thing on the hot wires so it could be safe. So I took the motherfucker off myself this morning. I took the water heater out. So I'm doing what I saved me about probably $1,200 doing that. Maybe $1,000 to $1,100. But we'll just say $1,000 in labor costs. Probably even $1,500 I saved just now that could stay in my bank, because Yahweh basically allowed this to happen, and he gave me the mindset to, okay, do this yourself, plan B. So now I took it out. I'm letting the floor dry because the water heater had a leak. So I'm letting the floor dry. It looks beautiful, though. It's drying. I'm going to put the floor down. I'm going to buy a new water heater next week. Lay the floor down, paint the room, because this is the last room, and then I'm basically done with the house. I could rent it out or Airbnb it, basically. It'd be like 85, 90% done. Just put in some cabinets, bring the refrigerator, new fridge, new stove type stuff, easy stuff. Yeah, man, you just got to do stuff yourself, man. You can't wait on people, dude. If you could do some research, Yahweh was, he blessed me he just made the opportunity possible for me to just have all these weeks of sitting around waiting for somebody else to just go on YouTube, do some little research, watch a few videos. So now I'm do it all myself. I'm saving at least, because a water heater is about $500, $600. We're just going to say $550 for the water heater, right? So I'm saving myself a couple grand. This is going to stay in my bank, because I ain't messing with these fucking whack-ass cats. Do the shit yourself if you can, man. Be safe. Follow instructions. Look at YouTube. YouTube, one of the best inventions of my lifetime. I'm just going to go ahead and say YouTube is the best invention of my lifetime. You don't need college. You don't need trade school for a lot of things. YouTube will show you the way. And at that point, we're going to take a break and play a little song, and then we'll be right back.